Happy Vlogmas day, 19? So I wanted to show a couple of things I got yesterday at the store that I didn't show then that I think some of you may be really interested in. So one, we're usually in charge of doing some games at our family Christmases because we're the fun aunt and uncle. I'm just kidding. Because I don't know, we just enjoy planning them. It's something we've enjoyed doing for years. So one thing I bought, definitely on a whim, is this game to play with some of our families this holiday season. So it's Our Family is So Weird. And it looks like a lot of games. So like, okay, who in your family sleeps through the whole movie, then claims it makes no sense? Has a completely full closet but nothing to wear. Is really good at it. I can think of a family member for all of these. So my guess is, I don't know for sure, but my guess is you try to all agree on the same person or whatever. Dry erase board. So I need to figure this out. Oh, that's cool that it comes with the dry erase boards. I'm now noticing that. So I think this will be so much fun to play. So definitely excited. I'll have to let you guys know how that game actually is here in a couple days when we play it. And then another thing, I'm 100% stealing from the Zachman family, our Z-Roll, which is the Vlogmas I've been watching this year. I've already mentioned them once. I love them. I'll link their channel and their Vlogmas. If you like ours, you would like theirs. So I'm 100% stealing all of their traditions because they're really good ideas. And so they're also our friends and they know I'm stealing everything. So they were talking about how, I think it was Lacey was talking about how they do a puzzle as a family over Christmas break. And I was like, that is the most wholesome, adorable idea I've ever heard. And so I happened to buy this whole puzzle area at Meijer yesterday and saw this one. It looks just so pretty. It reminds me of Polar Express mixed with what's the Mary Englebright or whatever? You know what I mean? Those vibes. But it's 300 pieces. Genevieve loves puzzles. Tyler loves puzzles, and I'm medium about puzzles. So I'm I think 300 pieces is probably just perfect. We'll have it set up maybe on the dining room table so we can add to it throughout the week. And I don't know. I just think that tradition sounds so cute and so enjoyable.
If you're an acquaintance of mine and I see you 3 to 4 times a year, when we leave, don't say, text me when you get home, because we're not that close. You don't know where I am the other 361 evenings of the year. You don't care, you don't call, you don't text, you don't write. I'm not going to be texting you tonight when I get home. I'm a grown man. I will text no one when I get anywhere. This has been Car Thoughts with Tyler.
Okay. I'm weirdly doing not my makeup here at my vanity. I actually use this oftentimes, not often, but every once in a while as a desk because it folds down to be a desktop. So I need to write down my to-do list for today because this is one of those days where I have so much that needs to get done that I need to have an actual really good game plan if I want to have a hope of actually getting any of this done. So I have a little bit of work I have to do, and actually some of it I got done last night. But then other things I was going to do it yesterday, but I need to mail the Christmas cards. I need to go to UPS because I have some Amazon returns. But while I'm at either the post office or there, I need to mail that box to my brother. I need to wrap the things that are inside. So that's another thing. And then I need to work out. I don't know when that's going to happen. That might have to be a later walk or I don't know. We'll just have to see. Sometimes, honestly, I feel I thrive under these conditions. It's what I've been training for, I was talking to my friend this morning at the bus stop and she was just talking about how busy she is. And I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah. It's that we've entered that week. You know what I mean? Okay. So, okay. The teacher gifts. I need to get that together. I have what I need. I just need to actually wrap them, write the names on them so that we're ready to go. Because this is the last week of school before holiday break. So if I can get that together, that would be perfect. That shouldn't take long. There was something I was going to have to film for a video, but I don't have to anymore. Things got changed. So that's good. That's not on my list anymore. I'm trying to think. Oh, I have a nail appointment today. I make my nail appointments far in advance because there's a specific person I like to see. And, sometimes the day I picked weeks ago is the worst possible day, but I'm whatever. We're doing it. So that's later today at 1:30. So it's 8 p.m. now. No, what? 8 a.m. Something like that now. So I've got plenty of time. Plenty of time to get all this done. And like I said, I've got a decent amount of work I need to get done too, so we're going to see how much of that actually gets checked off. But you know what? I just realized I need to go grab a glue stick, and I'll show you the way I've been closing my Christmas cards. I know you guys are interested. Most of you guys already know. The way that I've been doing it, that I was taught by the internet, is to kind of line these up, and I try not to take too long, make it perfect, or else it's like not really saving the time. You know what I mean? But I line them up. Doesn't have to be perfect, like I said. Just need some of it there. And then grab my glue stick and just make sure I get glue on all of them in some capacity. And then you just start shutting them. And sometimes there's a little extra glue. Boom, baby. I just got out of my workout down here, and this little boy was sitting there wagging his tail at me. Were you waiting for me to finish up? Are you the bestest boy ever? Mm-hmm.
Well, hi. So I got everything done with People Mover Travel I needed to get done this morning, and I also got Vlogmas edited from yesterday. So I've got a little bit of time left in my workday, like 2 hours. And what I might do, so I'm gonna have a little lunch, but then I think what I might do is actually see if I can replace this sink. Don't look at our dirty dishes. So I actually already have it, and I think it's one of those things that if everything goes to plan, I can definitely get it done before I leave. But if it doesn't go according to plan, then I don't know if I want to leave it not finished. So I don't know. I'll think about it. I'll get the new one out. I already bought the new one, so I'll get it out and take a look after lunch and see if I can do it pretty quickly, because it should be, anyway, doesn't matter. Lunchtime.
We have showered. We got a bunch of work done. I have all of the Christmas cards to mail. I ended up wrapping the gifts for my brother and his family, and they're ready to go. So I'm gonna, when I mail those, I'm gonna mail that. I'm going to the nail appointment first though, because time-wise I have to. And then I'm doing that afterwards. And I'm making some iced coffee really fast. Did I already say that? From just leftover coffee. But I'm feeling good. Honestly, like I said, I thrive on these days. I just end up getting so much done, I feel like. So we're gonna continue on that path. And Tyler and I have a date tonight to see Elf, the musical, which is so cool because what are the odds that it's here during this time, I guess is my first question. Maybe they have multiple tours going on, but I did think that was interesting because it's a tour. Oh, I gotta put this cottage cheese away. Anyway, we own season tickets since we love musicals. So this is just part of the season. So I'm like, man, this is amazing that we're getting to see this during the holiday season. Let me know if any of you guys know, like, do they just have multiple tours? Because do you want to see Elf in July? I don't know. Maybe you do. Christmas in July. Anyway, so that is going to be fun. My sister's coming over to hang with the kids tonight, and the kids, especially, I mean, Genevieve is so excited anytime any of them come over. They just have so much fun. It's so sweet. So it's going to be a good night, but we've got a couple more things to do first.
All right, I've decided I'm gonna go ahead and try to replace this. I'm like, if it comes down to it and I really can't get it done today, I can always finish it tomorrow. I guess it's not that big of a deal. So let me show you what we currently have. It's this silver one here, which really is not in bad shape, and I don't dislike it, but since we are doing everything matte black, I kind of thought it would make sense to do this as matte black. Also, if you haven't watched any of my townhouse tales that I was doing there for a while, eventually the plan is to replace the cabinet fronts on these here. I'm going to leave the actual cabinets themselves, but just replace the actual cabinet fronts with white ones as well, but more like a shaker style. And then I'm going to replace this backsplash here. And so the countertops all staying, the sink staying, all that kind of stuff. So really this is one of the last things to do in here until I actually replace the cabinet fronts and the backsplash. But eventually it will all kind of be cohesive and match. I'm just kind of doing it slowly as I have time. So ever since we moved in, this has been broken, and it's just a little screw. It'd be easy enough to fix, but I'm like, honestly, I wanted to replace it with something that was matte black anyway, so I'm like, I'm not even gonna worry about trying to find a little screw to fix it. I don't know, whoever lived here before, it must have fallen out and then went down the sink, or I don't know. But anyway, so that's been broken since we got here, and then this has also always been broken. Or at least loose, and so I'm like, all right. Eventually I was going to replace it anyway, so I've just kind of left it. So this is the one that I've got here. It's this matte black Kohler one, and it actually came with the soap dispenser as well. So hopefully I can get it done here pretty quickly. We shall see. there's an audio, like aux cable, hanging down from the kitchen sink above. What in the world is that for? I just Googled it and I couldn't find an answer. Does anybody have any idea? I mean, I just typed in aux cable on my kitchen faucet and there was like one forum and people were like, I have no idea. Does anybody know what that's for? That seems so interesting to me. That's baffling. All right, the old ones are out. And after a little bit more internet sleuthing and talking to some of my friends, they said I think it's a cable for, like, if this is a touch faucet. Like, I know there's several different ones out there that do that now where you can just touch it and it comes on. But it was just never actually hooked up. So just interesting. I had never seen that before. So old one is out, but I have to head out now. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it as is, which is fine. And then I can install the new one here tomorrow. Boy, am I just the king of unfinished anticlimactic projects this Vlogmas. This is the second one in a row that I've started and haven't been able to finish. It's funny because I was thinking about it, like, if I was smart, I would have done this on purpose, like make you come back day after day to see the finished projects, but I'm not that smart. This is just completely by happenstance.
Whew. It's just one of those days. So got my nails done, a nice holiday red. USPS. Done. Mailed the letters, had to get an international stamp. Didn't know that was a thing. Learned that today. But I was able to use like the kiosk to get that. I was able to mail my package to my brother using the kiosk, which was great because there was no line for the kiosk. So I walked up to one of them, had a stack of Christmas cards right in my hand, set the package down, set those down, and then realized that kiosk says like updating, use a different kiosk. I'm like, all right. So I go to move to another kiosk and there's no one there. I grab the package, I grab the Christmas cards, drop all of the Christmas cards. They're everywhere, so that I get the package, move out of the way, set it down. I'm picking them all up, feeling like a second grader. I get them all up. By the time I stand up, someone's at the kiosk I was moving to. I'm like, all right. So I wait like a couple minutes and then all was good. But that's all. Just a ridiculous moment. But the line, oh my gosh, to see the people, you know what I mean? The real line was like 25 people long. And I mean, you can see how many people are just walking by and driving by in the parking lot. It's also 3 p.m. So we're encroaching on the time that like so many people are getting off of work too. So that means I need to go to UPS because I got to get that done. And then I am good with mailing stuff for the season. Oh, the other thing is they were saying, people were trying to mail things internationally and they were like, oh, we're actually out of customs forms. I'm like, oh my gosh, that is awful. So I feel for the workers because that would be like person after person having to tell them like, I'm so sorry. I don't know what they do. You'd think that's something they could like print though. Like they could, I don't know. Anyway, not my business, I guess. Well, the good news is UPS was super quick. The bad news is I'm back at the post office because there was one of the packages is like HP Instant Ink. And, well, if you don't know how it works, it's like a program where when you start to run out of ink, they send you a new one and then you just send back the recycle one. You know what I mean? So they can recycle it, whatever. Anyway, that's what I need to send back. Didn't realize it was USPS. So I asked UPS, like, hey, do you guys accept like post office packages? She was like, yeah, it depends on what it is. So I showed her. She was like, no. I'm like, dang it. So here we are. We're doing that. And the only other thing was one of the other returns. It was an Amazon one. And for whatever reason, I chose Kohl's return instead of like UPS, like the other one. So I'm like, dang it. So I'm not going to Kohl's today to do that. I have till like apparently February 1st. So I'm like, all right, low on the totem pole. We'll do it another day. Okay, mixing and matching some of those things you saw if you saw my video with like an express haul. This cutie little cardigan I do have a like shirt under it though. You could definitely like see through it. And then I've got the stretchy skirt, fleece lined tights. Just bought a fresh pair because I couldn't find mine on Amazon. And then some boots. We're ready for date night. So we wanted to talk. So first of all, we're on our date. Very excited. We're in this area of town called Broad Ripple, which is, if you were ever visiting, a super cool area, tons of restaurants. But there's definitely like pockets that are nicer than others. So it's kind of a mix, but a lot of local restaurants, local shops. Yeah, we're going to a place that we've never heard of called Petite Chow. It's not to be confused with, if you live nearby, Cafe Patachou, totally different. Anyway, it's like a French restaurant. And I'm like, that, a French bistro, I'm like, that sounds amazing. So we're going to try this place out and then we're going to the show. I'm so excited. But we promised you guys we would tell you our thoughts about It's a Wonderful Life. Loved it. First of all, we discovered, I'm just talking for you, Tyler.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to focus. We're about to
No, it's
park
okay.
and
Yeah. You do your thing, I'll talk, and then you talk once you
chime in when I can.
So we discovered, we had just searched it and found it on Prime Video, so we watched it. It was an hour and 45 minutes. We get to like the last 5 minutes, maybe the last 20 minutes. And you said, well, hold on. You said, how are they going to resolve this in like 15 minutes? I'm like, I don't know. I was wondering the same thing. And then all of a sudden you get to the crux of the film and he is like upset about what's gone on. And so he runs to the bridge and then all of a sudden
he meets
the guardian angel. And then it jumps to him running around Bedford Falls, happy to be alive, yelling Merry Christmas. And we're like, hold on. We're like, we haven't seen this movie, but this cannot be. Nothing was resolved. And so we learn, oh, this would be perfect. Oh yeah, perfect. Honestly, yeah, we can walk. It's just like 2. Yeah. Anyway. We watched it on Amazon Prime. Yeah, that's what I said. And as it turns out, we ended up Googling because we're like, whoa. So we paused it. Having to do like the movie is public domain, but parts of it are still copyrighted or something, which makes no sense. No, it really didn't, especially knowing what they cut out. There wasn't even like any like popular songs or anything. Like, okay, this makes sense that they would cut it out. Like, yeah, you know what I mean. Like, so that was odd. We finally paid $3.99 to rent it from like YouTube TV so that we could watch the appropriate last like 25 minutes they cut out. And how long was it? 2 hours and 10 minutes versus an hour and 45 minutes. Like, it was a big difference. It was so good. It was so good. I've thought about it so much today. And if you're going to make like an abridged version, like there's a lot to cut out. Like this was like the crux of the movie that they cut out. I'm like, how could they get away with that? I know. Crazy. So good. You guys were right. Now we got to watch Die Hard next. Yes. Based on everyone's comments from yesterday. So we're going to go on our date and enjoy ourselves. We'll get a little bit of footage just to show you what we're up to, but we love you guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.